Hello bike friends and welcome back to the Bonnie Biker channel. As you can see behind me, I'm in my brand new studio and I thought what better way to kick it off than with a brand new for 2025. It's a Harley-Davidson Street Bob 117. So now I've got my own studio, I thought I'd try and deliver reviews in a different way. Give you a little bit of an introduction about the bike, we'll jump out for a test ride and then we'll come back to the studio and I'll give you my final thoughts, along with anything else I think that I've missed on the ride. The Street Bob 117 has been fitted with the Milwaukee-Eight 117 Classic engine, which is a 1923cc V-twin. It produces 91 brake horsepower, 156 Nm of torque, and that torque cuts in as early as 2,750 RPM. That was a lot to remember. But when you ease on that throttle, the bike just wants to take off. It feels so quick, especially in sport mode, but we'll get into that on the test ride. I've been very fortunate enough that this is my fourth Harley-Davidson I've ridden. I remember the first time I had one, I had the Fat Bob and I really struggled to get that into neutral. But now when I took this bike out, I found it absolutely fine. So whether the gearbox has changed or I've just got a better as a rider, who knows. But anyway, let's jump out into the field and go for a little test ride. So let's have a quick look around the bike and see what we've got. We've got a single disc to the front. We have 49mm Showa forks. As mentioned, we've got the 117 Classic engine, which has got a 2-into-1 exhaust. It's been fitted with this plush bobber style seat and also a passenger seat, but unfortunately that's not that comfortable. I did test it out, not going anywhere, just that stationary, yeah, and it is quite firm. You've got a 6-speed gearbox, it's belt driven, and this is the Purple Abyss denim. I hope I got that right, and this looks absolutely stunning. It's like a satin finish. It looks really, really nice in the sun. Right, let's have a sit on it and see what we can see from the rider's seat. So straight in front of you, you've got a 4-inch display which shows your speed. You've got all your instrument panel there. You've got a time and you've got your fuel gauge. On the right hand switch gear, you've got your starter, kill switch, hazards, traction control, mode and your right indicator. On the left hand switch gear, you've got your lift indicator, your horn, nice. You've got your menu display toggle, and you've also got your cruise control, set and minus speed, and reset and plus speed. So let's have a toggle through the display. So here we've got the time, we've got your revs, front tyre, rear tyre, you've got your odometer, trip and range. And then for the modes we have road, sport and rain. So like most Harleys, they come with this sort of jiffy stand, so when you are putting that side stand out, you really have to make sure it's engaged. It can be a bit awkward when you first get on it, but once you've had one long term, it's pretty easy. Right, let's start her up and see what she sounds like. So I'm not sure if you can see this, but the handlebars have got like this textured finish to it. It looks really, really nice. The mirrors, nice and big, I can see plenty behind me. And this is one of the first times that I've ridden a bike with ape hangers. And I've got to say, I'm actually really impressed. It's just in line, probably maybe just below my shoulders, which is obviously a lot different to my bobber, where I'm a bit more lean forward. But let's go out for a ride. Tell you what, let's put it in rain mode to begin with, to see how it compares. So in the rain mode, I've definitely noticed a lighter throttle response. It feels really smooth. Still pulls well. I think this mode, obviously not just for rain, but if you're going to be in and about the city, I'll definitely put it in a rain mode. It doesn't feel as snatchy as some of the other modes I've been in. Definitely more of a relaxed experience. Definitely rain mode for any low speeds around towns and stuff. I think you're on to winner there. But let's crank it up to road mode. Oh yeah, definitely. You can certainly feel the difference between rain and road mode. But yeah, as soon as you roll on, she just wants to take off. My typical experience with a Harley-Davidson is they've got a lovely clunky gearbox. And I've noticed when I go from say first to second, the throw of that gear lever feels quite long, and you really have to sort of, you know, mean it when you want to put in the gear. You know, change with purpose, if you like. Where, you know, you come from you know, a sportier bike or touring bike, you know, gear shifting is, it's not lighter, you know, just flick it in through the gear range. Definitely what I noticed with this, you have to mean it when you want to change gear. I wouldn't say it's a negative, it's just character. It'd be like the sound of the engine, you can hear them tappets go in, you know, and actually sounds like you're on a proper bike. Oh, that V-twin roar. Right, let's put it into sport. Right, let's see what it's like. Yeah, it kicks in. Oh wow, yeah. Yeah, that's different. That hits different. The pickup is instant. I don't think I've ridden a bike where the three modes are so different. That's incredible. Oh wow. Alright, let's drop it back to road before I get myself in trouble. But that power just comes on so quick, so smooth. Comfort wise, I mean, as you can see, my knees are nice and high up next to the tank. Arms in a nice relaxed position. It's a very comfortable ride. The seat, like I mentioned before, is it feels very comfortable. It has got a slight raise to the back of the seat, which is putting a little bit of pressure on the top part of my ass. So maybe if you're riding for a good few hours, I might start getting a bit numb. But other than that, nothing can complain about comfort wise.
Look at that, but in the neutral, no problem. So yeah, make sure the side stands out, drop it down, and there you go. So some of the other things on the Street Bob, it comes with a 13.2 litre tank. I believe that's a new LED up front. But how nice does that look with the big apes? It looks really smart. Really, really smart. So the Street Bob's priced at £14,995. With this paintwork is an additional £550. Obviously there's other things you can spec, but I haven't got a full list to hand at the minute. So being a bobber style bike, customization is probably going to be endless, the things you can do with it. But I mean, just looking at the bike, it's got a nice 19-inch front wheel, 16-inch rear. I mean, the exhaust and everything's beautiful. I mean, you could get a performance one, but I think it'd have to be chrome, keeping in with the rest of the engine. Maybe a shorter rear fender, you know, something that hugs the wheel a bit more, and a side plate. Get rid of the passenger seat. I really like the seat, like I said, it's comfortable, but just that bit, it's just catching the top of my backside. So maybe I'd have to go for something a bit smoother, flatter maybe. But yeah, I mean, just, it is a really, really nice looking bike. She is heavy though. She comes in at 293 kilos, which is quite a bit of a weight. Oh, just caught myself on the peg. Well done, Raymond. Right, let's have a little bimble home. You know what? I actually really like this. I really like it. I could easily do some touring on this thing. I think you'll have so much fun as well with them different rider modes. You know, if you're feeling, you know, you just want to chill, drop it down to rain. You know, just sit back and relax. But if you're feeling on that naughty side, you drop it down to sport. Oh yes. Oh. Calm down, Raymond. Calm down. But yeah, I suppose that that about wraps up the road test for the Harley-Davidson Street Bob, and I'll catch up with you back in my new studio. Peace.
So there we go, that's my little test ride on the Harley-Davidson Street Bob. I thoroughly enjoyed myself with that bike. When I first got it, I wasn't overly keen. I thought, yeah, this is nice. But as soon as you go for them different modes and you get more comfortable with it and, you know, find out what the bike's about, it really comes alive and it really makes it a really enjoyable riding experience. There were a few niggles though. I mentioned about the gear lever being quite of a long throw to try and get it from first to second. I'm assuming I could adjust the gear lever if I had my own. The second thing was the cruise control. It was really easy to set and adjust. It's just the throttle felt really sensitive, and if I was maybe applying too much pressure whenever a bump, it would just cut out. I tried to replicate it the following day, but it didn't happen again, so whether it was just having an off day, who knows. And the last thing for me, which is a bit of a niggle, are the indicators. Now, having one on the left and having one on the right is fine. Obviously, if you go on a right-hand corner and you're indicating right, it can be a little bit tricky when you have to come off the throttle. But my main bugbear is the automatic cancellation. If I'm in a new area and I indicate a little bit early, you know, to make sure that everyone knows where I'm going. I found that the automatic cancellation was cutting out before I got to the turning of the junction, which then in turn made other road users question where I was going. So I found myself keep having to press that indicator depending on where I was going. I wonder if it's something that can be turned off and you can do a manual cancellation. But other than that, I think the bike's great. I wouldn't recommend it necessarily for a brand new rider, maybe been riding for say 3 or 4 years, because that sport mode is quite potent and it might be too much for someone who's just passed their test. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed watching this video and on my new little format. If you have, please give it a like. If you're new around here, please subscribe. But till the next video, take care of yourself, ride safe, and I'll see you soon.